This is a follow-up to my first video about my Taylor 724ce that I got from Guitar Center. I mentioned in that first video that I had put on Martin strings because I wanted new strings. It'd been sitting in the shop I don't know how long, and I didn't know how old the strings were, so I wanted new strings. And I had put Martins on my other guitar, which is a Dreadnought, and it sounded good. And so I thought, well, let's try those on this guitar. So I did put them on, and you heard it last time. And it just kept sounding dull to me for some reason. This particular guitar, it sounded kind of, I told my wife it sounded muted. It just didn't sound good to me. And it just really bugged me. So I actually returned this guitar, and I purchased a 724ce with a redwood sinker top that Guitar Center has. It was more expensive, but you know, if it was going to get me the sound that I wanted, and what I really wanted, I finally discovered after a lot of testing, was that I really wanted that mixture of the Martin deepness and the Taylor brightness. So I was trying to find that mixture, and like I mentioned in my first video, I thought I'd found it with this one. So I actually returned this one, got the other with the redwood sinker, and I played that redwood sinker one for probably half a week or so, and I knew what it sounded like. And then I switched strings. I thought, okay, let's put the new strings on, and I put Martin strings on it. And it just lost part of its life. And I told my wife, I said, it sounds like it's just part of its life has disappeared. And nothing against Martin strings. Like I said, they sounded great on my other guitar, but on those particular guitars that I'm playing, to my ear, I didn't like the sound. And I started thinking, I thought, is that what happened with the walnut guitar? Because I swapped the strings, not right away, but almost right away. And it just bugged me because I really wanted this guitar. The other guitar is really nice, but it didn't have the depth that I heard in this one when I was in the store. So this is a long story to say that I worked it out with Guitar Center. I called the manager. I said, hey, look, this is what I did. I'd like to put the original type of strings back on, play the guitar, and see if that's the one that I really want, and compare the two. And he agreed to do that. So we did that. I played both guitars back and forth, and I found the guitar that I fell in love with originally, and that's this walnut one. The depth of the bass and all that is there. I mean, it's not like a big Dreadnought, you know, booming, that type of thing, but it's got the clarity of tone of the Taylor, and it's got a deeper bass, which I really wanted. I actually call this guitar Martin because when I got my very first guitar, this is the second and fourth one, I held up my guitar with my friends and I said, I got my Martin. And I was like, oh no, I meant Taylor. Here's that clip. I'll show you that clip.
All right, got my Martin. Martin, you got my Taylor.
Taylor. He's gonna call it
I
Marty.
guess I wanted a Martin.
He's gonna call it Martin.
I wanted a Martin, then I got a Taylor.
If you look at it, it's just beautiful guitar. And I said I thought it was all one piece. It's not. As I look at it closer, I can see where they joined it right up the middle, but it is so well done. I can barely see it. If we look at the back here, I can see a little bit right here, but as I go up higher on the guitar, that seam completely disappears. I can't even see it there. The craftsmanship on this is just masterful, and it's a beautiful guitar. The other thing that I did, I mentioned, if I could change one thing, I'd say either a wood pickguard or no pickguard. And I decided to take the pickguard off. I started thinking about it. I thought, you know what? This is a brand new guitar, so that means it's not, the adhesive hasn't been there for years. It's newly applied. It's just double stick tape. And I use double stick tape in my car and around the house and things like that, and I peel stuff off and it doesn't ruin anything. And I started, you know, because I was watching YouTube videos on removing the pickguard, and they're using hair dryer or an iron, or some guy's got a chisel and he's scraping under it. None of that was attractive to me, and I thought, I'm not doing that to my brand new guitar. But then I thought about the adhesive. I thought, I bet I could just get that, pick up one corner and start peeling it off, and that's exactly what I did. Now, I'm not saying you do that with your guitar. I have no idea about your guitar. This is mine, and I take the risk. But I just picked at the end of the pickguard, and I peeled it up, and I just slowly peeled the whole thing off. And there were 1 or 2 little tiny specks of the adhesive stuck on here, and I just kind of rubbed them with my finger, got rid of those, and then polished them off. So I think it looks gorgeous. I also replaced the bridge pins here with, instead of just all ebony, they're ebony with the pearl inlay. And I changed out the tuners up here. These were used to be silver, and I got the shiny gold on there. I think it provides a richness of color there to it. So it's just a gorgeous guitar, and it plays well, it sounds great. So that's the story. I love the guitar. I've had it now for probably 2 to 3 weeks and back, because I returned it and it was gone for probably a week and a half, and then I went back and got it. So I'm gonna play 2 things. First, I'm gonna play you the clip of the difference in the strings, because I did record this guitar with the Martin strings from the original video, and then I went through and I recorded those same clips using the elixirs, so you can kind of hear the difference. So, you know, I've been playing so many years, but I really had no idea that the strings would make such a big difference, and they just do. You've got to find the right strings for your guitar. Now that we've watched that clip, let me show you a little bit more of the depth of the sound in this. Again, this is being recorded on my iPad. You know, I don't have fancy mics and a fancy recording room and all that stuff. Just a guy sitting in a room with his iPad. I'm just sharing information. That's Anyway, if you're looking for a great sounding guitar, this is wonderful. I'm very happy with it.